Hello, everyone. Welcome to Truman Tea Time. That was a bit of noise to your ears. This is a podcast started by two people. I'm one of your co-hosts, Josiah Rose.
I am Bianca Miller.
All right, and this is just something we have to do for class, but we're going to have fun with it. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to make it last.
It's Truman Tea Time.
Truman Tea Time. So last week we actually did a bit of a test run.
Yeah.
And this week it's for real, so we got to be at least half decent. I'm assuming. Yeah. So, first thing on the agenda, vending machines.
Vending machines. I have an opinion.
Darn vending machines.
I have an opinion on that. Would you like to hear it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so you can't put in your lunch number anymore from my experience.
Oh, no.
You can't put in your lunch number. So you can't get food from the vending machine with your lunch number. And they also took away the best thing in the vending machine.
No, not just the best thing. They took away practically everything in the vending machine.
They did.
All we have now is Diet Gatorade, Diet Coke, and the worst thing of all, Coke Zero. The worst kind of Coke.
Oh, no.
It is the worst kind of Coke.
Oh, I hate it. But they took away the energy drinks.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing that keeps me going. Now I have to go to Fast Stop before school, if I remember, and get one of those Starbucks Frappuccino glass bottle things.
Yeah.
And sometimes those they don't even work.
The thing is, like, those Kickstarts, they don't work for me, but I just got so used to tasting them in the morning that it was a sign for me to wake up. But now they're gone, so I have to spend a lot of money, because energy drinks are a lot of money, on Monster Energy drinks. So I'm not up for that.
I'm superstitious about Monster. Like, we've all heard that conspiracy that their symbol is the 666
Yeah,
thing.
I've heard that.
I stay away from it just in case, because I'm religious, and I'm like, if I drink this, am I selling my soul or something?
I mean,
personally,
it tastes good to me, so I don't care.
Personally, I think I can confidently say that I've never tasted Monster Energy drink.
Never?
Nope.
It tastes kind of like candy, but like awful. Yeah.
How do you put candy and awful together?
Like, okay, so candy, but put like stale spit in it.
Okay.
It's exactly what it is.
Usually I drink Kickstarts or the new Game Fuel that Mountain Dew has. I love Mountain Dew.
I like Red Bull, but they're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
They are so expensive.
I've had Bang a couple times.
They're pretty good. They have some weird flavors.
They're pretty good. They have strange flavors. They definitely do the trick, but afterwards, for me, I get a horrible migraine every time I have a Bang.
Yeah.
Like, if I just need to get going, I'll have a Bang energy drink just to get me going. If I'm that sluggish, I'll know the consequences beforehand. But if I'm like in dire need of energy, get Bang. But if not, like, you don't want a migraine this bad.
Yeah, I had one before when I wrestled at Adidas Nationals, which is a pretty big tournament.
Toot your own horn, but
yeah, it's pretty big. I didn't win anything. But I had one before I went to Adidas Nationals because I had to wake up early in the morning. I was tired. I just wasn't ready to wrestle. So I had one and I couldn't even finish it. Like, to me it tasted, first of all, gross, but it did the job in like half the can. So they're pretty decent.
Have you ever had a 5-hour energy?
No.
No, I've been meaning to get one forever. Like, I'm sure they work like a charm.
I'm sure.
But,
my mom is against them.
I've heard they're absolutely disgusting because it's not flavor, it's not an energy drink, it's just an energy shot.
Yeah, but they have grape flavor.
Pretty much caffeine in a bottle.
Yeah, they have grape flavors from what I've seen.
Yeah, they do have some flavors, but I've heard those are minimal at best.
Yeah, and grape flavor, just I don't like it. It's like it tastes like the color purple.
Yeah, they shouldn't name it grape because grape flavoring does not taste like grape.
It tastes purple.
Grape flavoring tastes purple.
It tastes purple.
You can easily identify the color purple with the grape artificial flavoring. And, like, that's basically universal.
You could give me...
purple. Okay, I know exactly what taste you want.
Yeah, you could give me any flavored drink and like not tell me what it is, but if it's like I could taste it and be like, yeah, that's purple.
Yeah,
Like,
that's purple.
That's not grape, that's purple.
It could be a clear liquid. You could taste it. Yep, it's purple. It's
That's
purple.
purple.
It's not grape. It's purple.
Oh yeah.
So why do we need energy drinks? Because we don't sleep.
We don't sleep.
Last night, I don't know how many hours of sleep I got because I was up all night.
Oh, I feel that.
So I go to work on usually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But from now on, my new schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And on the weekdays, I work from 4 till 8, 9, or 10. Usually it's 10. And I walk everywhere. Like, I don't have a car.
That
I don't have a
adds
bike.
to being tired.
I'm getting a bike soon. So
You're just exhausted.
yeah.
By the time you get home.
It isn't that big of a walk. It's only like 20-minute walk. It's just
That's a lot
relatively
for me.
short. It's a short distance, really. But it is a bit exhausting because I have to go uphill and downhill both
uphill
ways.
Sucks.
I end up going to sleep at like 1 or 2 in the morning just because sometimes I have to do homework, but usually because like I want to get some me time in because like I could not survive without time to myself.
I know. I don't think anyone could though, to be fair.
So I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep per night, and then I get up at 6 in the morning, tell Alexa to wake me up in 30 minutes, and then get up and get ready for school, and I end up rushing out the door to make it to school on time. And then I deal with school all day, come home, get ready for work, repeat, rinse and repeat.
The thing is, for my case, like, I sleep at a decent time. I usually fall asleep at like 11:30, which like doesn't sound like a decent time, but like considering it's a pretty normal time. So
that's a golden time for me.
That's a good time.
That's like something I wish I could do because I have like a weird insomnia. I cannot force myself to fall asleep until I'm passing out.
The thing is with me, like, I can sleep any given moment. I just need a lot of sleep to be able to function.
Yeah.
Like, there's some people that just need a lot of sleep, and I am one of those people.
I can run like a train on 2 hours of sleep, but give me 3 hours of sleep and I'm exhausted. 4 hours of sleep, I'm good. 5 hours of sleep, I'm a train wreck. I don't understand it.
I could get 12 hours and I will still, like, I will crash. Like,
there is such a thing as too much sleep. Like, that's why the doctors, all doctors of all time, they they bring it down to 7 to 8 instead of like as much sleep as you possibly can. Because if you're getting upwards of 10 hours of sleep at a time, you're gonna be even more exhausted than if you hadn't slept at all.
Oh, really?
I don't really understand the science of it. Like, I'd have to look it up a bit more, but that's what I've read on a couple of reliable articles.
So, like, reliable, not by, like...
Not by...
Vice.
Not the one article that comes up on Google, but some of the actual scientific studies.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. It's just, like, sleep feels good, so...
Yeah, I wish that I could sleep for 10 to 12 hours without being in a continuous crash afterwards.
Yeah.
But I can't, so I spend my nights doing music piracy.
Music piracy.
Now,
that's how we all spend our nights, isn't it?
What? Not all of us. My kind of music piracy is only music that I can't get from iTunes. If I can pay royalties to the artist, I do that.
I just can't, period, so I have an app.
I do not want to incriminate myself with this. I have downloaded albums that are like underground or just not online at all. And technically it's piracy because I'm not paying royalties to the artist, but I have no means of paying royalties to the artist or the record thing, the producers, whatever. But there is an easy workaround in iTunes where you just drop an MP3 file into your library, and it goes in there, and you can edit all the settings and stuff.
Okay.
And bring it on your phone.
Checking my phone now, I have about 254 tracks.
Oh, wow.
I did not buy them. Don't send me to jail. But
well, the thing is, can you buy them anywhere?
I don't know. A lot of them are really underground.
I'm a hip hop head, so there's a few albums like the Ken Kniff Show, which I wouldn't recommend listening to it because it's very, very vulgar.
Yeah.
But Ken Kniff is one of the earlier rivals of Eminem, and not rival as in like, oh, I'm there's
just
a
like
large
competing.
fan base. It's not even a competing thing. It's not a large fan base likes Ken Kniff. It's just Ken Kniff did not like Eminem.
Oh, I feel that.
Because Eminem used one of his tracks in the Slim Shady LP without his permission. So eventually, after the release of the Eminem Show, Ken Kniff released the Ken Kniff Show. That's the album that I have downloaded from online before he wiped it from existence. He hired people to force people to take it off the internet, and I was able to get it before I was able to download it before it was taken down.
Wow.
So I have a very rare album that Detroit underground rapper Aristotle is trying to wipe from the face of the earth. He is not proud of his Ken Kniff days.
Wow. But, like, the thing is, I also listen to a lot of music from around the world. You can't get a lot of Chinese music.
Without going online and waiting for obscene shipping and getting a broken CD.
Yeah, you can't... I don't think they do iTunes.
Do they not? No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
China hates the internet.
Yeah, so, like, you have to, like, scour for, like, all of that music. And, like, they have good music. Don't judge me. Like... They have some really good music. It's just hard to find. It is so hard to find and download. But I manage, so.
Yeah, I recently got an iPod Classic, which is like one of those little bulky little guys that has the little wheel.
They're really cute.
Yeah. I recently got one of those, and it has 160 gigabytes of storage.
Is that a lot? I'm not smart.
Like... a standard iPhone X has 64 gigabytes.
Okay.
Standard.
Okay.
There's also the 256 gigabyte option, but that's really expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive, period.
Yeah. Speaking of phones,
all phones are so
Phones
expensive.
are huge, man.
Oh my god.
They're expensive, they're huge, but with the iPhone X, Apple they were trying to remember the original iPhone in 2017 whenever they released iPhone X. The X is the Roman numeral for 10. That's what everyone calls it, iPhone 10, even though it's iPhone X. It's there to symbolize 10 years of iPhone.
Yeah.
What they should have done instead of making an all-screen phone, what they should have really done is taken the case of an original iPhone, the casings, the shape, and everything, and just packed every ounce of power and a new OS into it as they could.
That would have been really cool.
It's a bulky little thing, but it's for the nostalgia of it, and it's got the power.
People would have bought that
of new iPhone. I would have bought that in a heartbeat.
That would have been really cool.
Because I'm a vintage technology collector. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm trying to get my hands on an original iPhone anyway, and if Apple were to have released...
Oh, I had one. We sold it. I'm sorry.
I'm offended. If Apple were to release a phone that looks and feels just like the original iPhone, but is packed with power and the newer operating system,
new functions, yeah.
If it were
a front camera, they didn't have a front camera.
I'd even go so far as like leave the front camera out of it, just to keep the nostalgic feel of the original iPhone.
Well, that's your opinion, and I don't agree with it.
Well, we don't have to agree on everything as long as we can coexist.
Can we?
I don't know. We'll find that out within the next month.
In the next episode.
So, speaking of phones, there is a phone policy.
Oh, I got...
in place. We hit on this last week, but that was just for the test run. phone policy states that it doesn't really state. I'm paraphrasing the heathen. It states that if you are even seen with your phone on the desk or your earbuds
Yeah.
poking out of your bag or your pocket, it gets sent to the office.
Like,
you have
no
to put
warning.
it into a little yonder pouch. A yonder pouch is a magnetic locking pouch.
Or
that
they
keeps
keep
your
it
phone
up there.
safe.
They do keep it up there if you choose that.
You can choose to leave it up there if you want for added safety, but like their big thing is like, oh, we're not taking your phone. You just have to put it in this case so you can't use it. They're trying to do that workaround where students are like, you can't take my property.
Yeah, because I know this is a petty thing to say, and it doesn't really uphold much of anything. Like, it doesn't uphold anything. But are you paying my phone bill? Like, did you buy this? Like, that's just like, it's so petty to say, but like,
It's very petty. I understand it, but I also understand the other side of it. The big thing is the staff doesn't want the students distracted.
yeah.
And like I understand the pouches in that like they're not taking away your phone, they're just restricting your use of it because
But do they not think anyone's gonna break those pouches?
The people have already figured it out.
They're flimsy.
Yeah.
I've had my phone yondered. They are quite flimsy.
There have been workarounds, and there is that argument like, oh, what if there's a school shooter? And I have the valid counter argument of like, hey, it shouldn't be in the pouch anyway.
Yeah.
If there's a school shooter, somebody else can take their phone. Somebody else can use their phone that's not in the pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But I was going to hit on something, but I was going to make a point, but I forgot. I do have a little bit of a workaround for that.
You do.
Like, I remembered my point. I have a little bit of a workaround for that. If, say, the teacher sends you to the office, just have a decoy phone, just something that doesn't work to stick in the pouch, and you still have your other phone.
They haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
A lot of us have multiple phones.
I, for one, actually have like 4 broken phones, just that people have given to me, like family members have given to me, like, hey, I don't want this anymore. Can you hold it?
Yeah.
One of which is my mom's first iPhone. It has all her wedding photos on it.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I've kept it because it's in such bad shape because my brothers, I have younger brothers, they were playing with it after she upgraded it, like as like a little like a little iPod, and I played with it too because I was like 10, and we ruined it. But the only reason I've kept
Some bad kids.
it does not work. It does not turn on. You can't charge it. A headphone jack probably doesn't even work.
Oh God.
It is cracked. Only reason I've kept it is for those photos. But
well, that's smart.
the point I wanted to hit on that yonder thing is it's very it backfires a lot.
It does.
Because personally for me, the main reason I listen to music in class is to drown out my surroundings and keep me from being distracted with conversations.
Yes.
It has been unbelievably difficult to get my work done in class because I'm constantly talking to my friends.
Oh, I feel that. I really do.
The sole reason I would blast music last year, the year before, and the year before, I just keep going there. The sole reason I blast music is so I don't have those conversations and I can focus on my worksheet. The district is saying, yeah, it's the phones are too distracting, when really, as long as you're managing how you use it, it can be a tool. They can help you keep from being distracted.
Yes, like listening to music to keep yourself from injecting yourself in other people's conversations is different than texting all the time.
Yeah,
that's different.
I understand. Like, I think the policy should be changed so that you can listen to music, because that's a genuine thing that I personally struggle with with focusing. I have ADHD. I cannot focus on a dang thing. It's a genuine tool that people use.
Yeah.
I think it should be changed so that if you're like on your phone for more than a minute at a time, then yeah, go get it and put it into a pouch. But if
Yeah.
you're just listening to music to drown out everyone else, that should be totally fine.
Yeah, and the thing I also want to say is there's a lot of kids with anxiety, and there's a lot of apps that therapists and psychiatrists recommend to help these kids, like breathing apps, like breathing techniques, a whole bunch of that stuff. And
There's also medicine, but I mean,
I
get
know,
what you're
but
saying.
I know, but as there's just in general,
Yeah,
I've
there's
been
a lot
to
of, there's a lot of
therapists
helpful
and
things.
stuff. They recommend those tools. So
There are definitely a lot of helpful things that phones can do, but I do understand the ISD's stance on how distracting they can be. But
Yeah.
if you're mature enough to handle yourself and control yourself with your phone and not let it distract you, which lots of people are. Like there are even a good amount of freshmen that are mature enough to handle themselves on their phones.
yes.
If you're able to do that, have free reign. Like, let the teachers trust you on that.
Yeah. I just I don't know. It's just I was going to say something. I just forgot
Yeah.
what I was going to say.
We could
Jeez.
there are a lot of new policies that the ISD has set in place, but there is one policy that they practically promised us last year in announcements, newsletters, and basically everything. Teachers were talking about it. Students were talking about it. It wasn't like the main topic of conversation, but lots of people
Were
knew.
excited.
They were excited about this, and that is an open
Open
campus
campus.
lunch for juniors and seniors. That's
Yep.
that's what everyone told us. Did they follow through on that?
No.
No, of course not.
Absolutely not.
I think that juniors and seniors that, like, say, you could even put limitations on it, like you have to have a good GPA or whatever. Juniors and seniors that meet whatever requirements should be able to go out to Sonic or Domino's for lunch.
They should. And the thing is, I think they're worried about us not coming back. However, if you don't come back, that is on that person.
Yeah, like, if you leave the school grounds, the school should not be held liable for what happens to you.
Yeah, if what happens to you at Quick Trip, that's not...
Like,
that doesn't matter to the school.
If you get mugged halfway, like if you walk to Sonic and you get mugged after you cross the street, that should not be the school's problem because you actively took a decision, made a decision to leave school grounds. Now, if you're on school grounds, I think the school should definitely interject and
if you're
help with
on
that.
the property, it's their issue. If
It-
you're halfway
well,
across town,
It's not.
They
It's
can't do
not
nothing.
solely their issue though.
Sure,
Like
it's-
you have to be involved. Like everyone that's in there and
I
the
know,
school
but
has
like
to be
they
involved.
get involved.
Yeah,
in
they
the
need
issue.
to be involved if it's on the school grounds. But if you actively make a decision to leave, it like
What happens happens.
What happens is on you. Like they
Yeah.
should not be held responsible for that. Like there are parents that and even governments that say, oh yeah, whenever you're in school, you're their responsibility. When really you're at all times your parents' responsibility until you're 18.
Yeah.
Like as long as you are not even parents, your guardians are their responsibility until you are of age. So, like if something happens to you, even in school, your guardians also have to get into the mix. But if you get off school grounds, what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not the schools.
Like they shouldn't restrict
Thing.
us because they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to restrict us, and I don't like that.
Well, I have heard the argument of what if you don't come back? That's on us. If we want to fail, if someone wants to
they
fail
can-
their education, they can do that. That's not on
There
you.
is a definite line. Like they can set some very, very good restrictions on if you don't come back within an hour. Like you could be you could be put in serious trouble
Yeah.
if you just don't come back. Like
You have to check out and check in. Like you can do that.
give us freedom, but also give us law. Like,
Yeah, we need freedom
we need-
with restriction.
We need freedom with restriction.
Mm-hmm.
Let us leave, but make sure that we have to come back.
Yeah. Like as seniors, we are about to enter the adult world. We should we should have at least a few like adult like freedoms of going to get lunch. Like,
because if you get thrown into a pool after being stuck, if you get thrown into the deep end after being stuck in the shallow end your whole life, you're gonna drown. Like, if you get thrown into the adult world after living living a life with a bunch of restrictions, you're not going to know how to control yourself. You should be able to learn over time, swim over towards the deep end over time, and be able to control yourself and limit yourself. Yeah. That's something that's a genuine life skill that everyone should learn.
You have to learn how to deal with what you put yourself into. You have to learn how to deal with the consequences, and we're not being taught or allowed to do that. We're being babied and restricted way too much.
Yeah. So, with that open campus thing, that there is that chance that somebody could come in that didn't leave the school in the first place. They're
True.
An outsider, and that's one of the things that is.
But if we had the check-in, check-out thing, that would fix that. However, our security, if you attended the school last year, is faulty.
It is very faulty. Mm-hmm. The teachers are the ISD is basically relying on the students to have the honor system. They're relying on the honor system. Like, hey, don't open that door, and then they just leave it at that.
Like, hey, don't do that.
I think there should be
end of story.
I think they should really beef up security here.
They should.
They should also sort of make the office more accessible from the back of the school. Mm-hmm. Like, lock the doors, of course. Like, that's a good thing I've noticed. Like, after 7:15, they just lock the doors.
Yeah, as they should.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That's totally safe. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if it's 7:15 and you're running late to class, and you're someone who hates being late and needs to get to class quick, and you're coming from the back entrance, mm-hmm. and the door is locked, you got to walk all the way around to get to the front entrance.
Yeah. They should have, like, I don't know, they should split up the office.
They should have, like, sort of a sub-office that it's just for letting people that are late in.
Yeah. And, like, we can still go through the same process that we do in the main office. Like, that doesn't change anything. And like, make it easier to access.
Even if they limit it to 15 minutes after the bell, you can be late before you have to go all the way around to the main office. Mm-hmm.
That would give students time.
That would save me a solid 3 or 4 minutes of lateness.
Yeah, and 3 to 4 minutes does count when you're late.
Like, whenever teachers are doing their intro to the class period, like, they get through a bunch of information quick. Some of them.
They do, yeah. Especially math teachers.
Oh, yeah.
They come in and they're like, we are already behind.
Yeah. It's like the end of the year. All right, we are 4 weeks behind, and the school year ends in 2 weeks. What are we going to do about this, guys?
Guys, I was slacking. Honestly, it is some of the teachers' fault when that happens.
I mean,
it's not fully their fault. It's some of their fault.
There is the problem with, like, they do have some fault with, like,
everyone
time
has
management
fault in it.
But
you can't blame it on one person.
I really do understand why teachers are late or, like, falling behind sometimes.
I do understand that.
A lot of work to do.
They have a lot of students, a lot of work, a lot of grading, a lot of teaching.
They don't get paid enough for their job.
They don't. It's sad. It's so sad. But
it doesn't help that whenever we do get on the laptops to make things more streamlined and easier, that
they teach us from the laptops and they're
people just
censored.
Yeah, people just get on games and blow off the class as if it's worthless, which is why there is censorship.
Yeah, but the thing is,
on the school Wi-Fi.
My argument for that would be, who cares what they decide to do? If they decide to fail themselves, that is on them. They know the consequences. They know if they fail that class, say government, they're not going to graduate. So
I'm a fan of the censorship.
I'm not going to have a pity party for someone who knows that they're failing themselves.
I agree with the censorship. on the internet.
I agree with some of it, not all of it.
I wholeheartedly agree with it. I think, yeah, you should be. I think they should actually like restrict a little more. Like, you can get on YouTube, but it's a version of YouTube that it takes away most of the like it does not allow access to most of their videos just because they're distracting. I think that YouTube itself should just be completely blocked for students, except for certain links, like basically unlisted, where if you have the link, you can view this video, but if you don't, you're SOL. Yeah. That way, teachers, like, if they need to put a video into, say, a Pear Deck presentation, which I haven't seen in 2 years.
Yeah.
If they need to put a video into a Pear Deck presentation, you can view that. That should be specially assigned. And the teachers should be able to have free reign on the internet too, because I mean, they do need to browse videos and stuff, just so they can teach. Like my government class taught by Mr. Page.
Yeah. He's
shown us a couple, like at least 10 YouTube videos that have been honestly very educational. Some of which were on North Korea, some of which were on the types of government.
Yeah.
I think that it's a very good idea to do the internet censorship because there's way too much you can do to distract yourself on the internet, and there are a lot of people that just can't control themselves, and I'm not bagging on them, but they simply can't.
They can't control it.
They really can't control themselves, and when they get distracted, they just can't stop themselves.
That is a good argument, but I think YouTube in general, I don't think it should be blocked, because when we have to do our own presentations, a lot of us, me specifically, I like to put videos in my presentation. I like to research through videos, and I wouldn't have access to that.
Well, then there's the point of maybe you could just get your teacher to give you special permission for certain videos.
But wouldn't that be a lot of extra work on a teacher?
Well, they could streamline, like, schools can work with Google directly to make it more streamlined, because Google is all about education now. Like, they are really gunning for education with Google Classroom and stuff like that. Like, Google can make a student version, like a student version of YouTube. Like they made YouTube Kids, they can make it YouTube Students.
I do agree with that.
Make it super easy for teachers to okay videos. You just find them at home as homework. If you wanna put that much, like that level of depth into a presentation, then you should be able to do, like, find what videos you want at home, save the links, bring it to your teacher the next day. They look at them and they okay them. They enter a little form that says this person is allowed to view this video.
I think if YouTube Students ever did become a thing, I don't think it will, but that is a good idea.
I would fully endorse that.
I would too.
Even after I'm out of school, like if I'm
I would still use it.
If I'm mid-20s,
because that's where you'd be able to find educational stuff.
I don't think I would use it that often, but like I would fully endorse that. Yeah. That would be amazing for students.
Yeah, and like I think they could make it by having teachers okay videos, and then teachers all over the nation or world okaying videos and go off of that.
Even like just narrow it down to the districts setting a set of videos per a curriculum that are optional. They don't have to be taught by, like, the teachers do not have to play them, but if they feel the need to play them, go ahead. And teachers can bring videos to teachers can bring handpicked videos to the district and have them okayed and just add to the list. That would be an amazing idea. I think that is probably the perfect solution to YouTube censorship.
I think that would be good. However, if YouTube was so censored, how would we know PewDiePie got married? How would we be able to watch his wedding video?
Well, we can do that at home. PewDiePie is an internet sensation. He is he's been one of the most subscribed YouTubers since, I want to say, 2012.
I think.
Not entirely sure.
Late 2012.
Late 2012, early 2013.
Yeah.
He has been popular since, I think, 2009.
He's
been popular.
had a successful career.
He is probably one of the most well-known internet stars of all time.
He's a full-on celebrity at this point.
And unless you've been living under a rock for the past 2 years, you have seen the memes that say "subscribe to PewDiePie." Now I know that
That's
meme died
old.
off. It's
Yeah.
a little old, but like most people have seen that.
It was a good time.
There was the race between PewDiePie and T-Series, which, if you didn't know, T-Series is an Indian media production thing. It's basically Hollywood but for India,
Yeah.
and they don't just do movies, they do music, they do TV, they do all sorts of things, and it's actually a pretty good company. Like
I've heard they've been up to sketchy stuff.
They definitely were in the beginning, but they really helped India, because India, like, they're pretty poor.
They are.
They can't really afford.
In India, you're either very poor or very rich. Yeah.
There's no middle class, and lots of those people are very poor. And T-Series is bringing entertainment and joy, and like a better quality of life to the lower class.
Yeah.
And that, combined with the new internet service provider, I think it's strictly in India, it's really good and super dirt cheap.
Mhm.
So if you can afford an apartment, you can afford the Wi-Fi too.
That's nice. But
Back to
yeah.
PewDiePie.
I think that situation did skyrocket him even more.
Yeah.
And now
he went from roughly 60 million to
100 million.
to 100 million in less than a year.
Yes,
which is practically unheard of.
insane.
Gaining
That's
that many followers on any site ever, like, unless you are
The president.
unless you are the president of the United States,
And he doesn't
you
even have that many. Let me see.
Well, no. Unless you are the president of the United States, everyone in America knows you, and you announce that you are creating a Twitter account, a personal Twitter account, and everyone goes and follows you because, say, you're a good president, like Obama. Like, say Obama. I'm not even going to talk about Donald Trump because there's a lot of controversy on that.
Well, the official president of the United States account, not
POTUS?
Donald Trump's account.
Yeah, POTUS
POTUS account has 26.5 million on Twitter. So
and a lot of those followers are like inactive followers that followed Obama.
Yep.
Like, and I'm not gonna say really anything about Donald Trump because there's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of people that
differing
fully support him,
opinions.
and there's a lot of people that absolutely hate him. I'm just gonna remain indifferent because I
Yeah.
really am indifferent about Donald Trump.
I'm not getting
but
involved in it.
I thought Obama did some pretty good things. He was a very inspirational president.
PewDiePie.
Oh, you
talk
gotta
about PewDiePie.
Oh yeah. So gaining that many followers at once, unless you are the president and you are announcing that you're creating a Twitter account, you're not going to gain that many followers that quickly.
Yeah.
That is unheard of.
It's insane.
And just recently, I think it was this past
I
week.
think it was last week. It was recently. It was
Very recently, PewDiePie finally hit 100 million.
And in the same week, he got married.
He got married to his longtime girlfriend, Marzia, who is French. PewDiePie is
No, she's
Swedish.
Italian.
No,
She's
Italian.
Italian.
I thought she was French. Okay.
She's so beautiful.
Man, it's hard to tell with Europe. Man, they've got so many different nationalities. But he got married to his longtime girlfriend, something people have been waiting for years.
Oh my god, I've been waiting so long for that.
And he finally beat the Ender Dragon in his Minecraft things.
What a good week.
It's a great year. 2019 has been a great year.
It's been
Minecraft is
eventful.
coming back.
Yeah.
Minecraft is a game that I have been following since 2012. Minecraft started in 2009. It blew up in 2013. It got really popular in 2011, but it blew up in 2013.
Yeah.
I started following it in 2012, and I've been following it since. And I'm super burnt out on it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy that it's finally getting popular again, but I just can't bring myself to play it. I get bored.
It makes me nauseous.
It doesn't.
I don't
make
know
me
why.
nauseous.
It makes me nauseous. The blocks make me nauseous. I can't.
I don't understand that.
I
But
don't know either. Motion sickness. I
I
don't
just
know.
lost my sense of creativity.
Yeah. Well, I remember 2 years ago I would look at someone and like, ha, that's a kid's game. Like all judgy and stuff. But now I'm like, I play Minecraft.
I play Minecraft. I'm cool. Ha.
But yeah, like even my little
Want to trade some
cousins.
emeralds?
My little cousins, they're just now getting into Minecraft. I'm like, heck yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? I wanna get some Lego sets again.
Oh
Lego,
my gosh.
the Lego brand is a huge part of my childhood. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up on Lego bricks.
Yeah.
That, like, kids these days, they're growing up on Fortnite and Minecraft.
Yeah.
I grew up on Lego.
Oh yeah.
That was where my creativity sparked and grew.
Mhm.
And that's really how I think the reason I got into Minecraft is because I was so into Lego.
Yeah. They're kind of
Because
similar in a way.
They're very similar. In Lego, you use physical bricks to build whatever you want. In Minecraft, you use big
Digital
blocks.
bricks.
Digital bricks
Yeah.
to build whatever you want. And it's very, very immersive
Yeah.
if you've got a really creative mind.
My cousin, he's about 7 years old. He's not allowed to have a phone or anything. He does play video games. He gets an hour a day.
Oh yeah, the time limits. I have that set up for my little brothers.
Yeah.
They play on my Xbox 360,
Yeah.
which I rarely use.
Yeah,
I
he
have
plays-
a 4-hour time limit just so they don't get too attached to it.
Yeah, he plays his Minecraft and Fortnite for an hour. He splits it up evenly so they can both have enough game time. And then he goes to play his Legos for about 6 hours. Like, it is insane.
I had, up until I was 12-ish, 12 or 13, maybe even 14, I had a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket filled with Legos.
Oh, I had a lot
And
of
then
Legos, too.
one day, my little brothers got into it, and it went down by half.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually it just disappeared.
Oh,
I don't think my parents had anything to do with it. I honestly don't think my brothers lost all of them because it was a bucket
it's
filled
too
with Legos.
big.
I don't think they lost all of them. One day it just disappeared. I don't know what happened to it.
As a little girl, I had a bunch of Littlest Pet Shop toys.
Oh.
I was one of those girls. I had the limited edition sparkly ones. Whenever McDonald's had them in their Happy Meals, I got them. Like,
Whenever
I
McDonald's had your favorite toy in their Happy Meal,
You got it.
You had to get all of them.
You got it.
And if you
but
didn't, you're SOL, man. You're not
yeah,
getting
like
those.
I had a huge tote, like huge, like one of those storage containers.
Oh, man.
Full of Littlest Pet Shop accessories, the toys themselves. I had little houses for them. I don't know where they are now. I have no idea. And like I had really cool ones. I had like a dragon with sparkles. I remember that one specifically. Like I don't know where it went. And I used to play with them for hours and hours on end. Like that was my Legos.
Yeah.
Like that was my thing.
And you have no idea?
I have no idea where they are.
You know, speaking of ideas, we actually have some ideas for the next couple of episodes.
Oh boy.
Bianca's got them written down in orange.
I do. It's in a nice orange pen. So, idea number 1. Let's just go down the list.
Yeah, we'll go down the list and we'll talk about it.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ideas. The first idea I came up with was to create a survey about what the students really want.
As far as like in school, in the podcast, whatever.
Like in general, like
Just-
it can be a petty little thing, it can be something big. Just
They could talk
What
about
do you
politics.
want?
They could talk about school policies. They could talk about what they want us to do in the podcast.
Just
They could
in
talk about
general-
what they want for lunch.
what do you
What do you want?
want?
What do you feel like you want right now?
Yeah, and I was thinking we could have teachers or students come on the podcast if they would
guests
like.
are always a bunch of fun.
I would really enjoy
We would
that
need a third
personally.
microphone, but they're a bunch of fun.
I can share my microphone.
Okie dokie. I'd like to keep mine.
Another one, teacher meme review.
That would be interesting. We
That's-
definitely do have to find a teacher that would be down with
Interested,
it and
yeah.
interested in memes and like sort of somewhat up to date on meme culture.
Yeah. That
'Cause
would be funny.
There's a lot of teachers that like
You can recommend teachers. That can be a part of it.
there's
They
a
can
lo-
recommend
yeah,
teachers.
students should do that.
That would be.
There
Who do you
are
want
some
to see?
teachers that like they would see something, not laugh at it, see another thing and get mad that you're
Yeah.
showing them this.
Yeah. Like who?
Like, geez, calm down.
Who would you want to see look at memes? And we can even have them send in memes.
We could even find a teacher that has no idea what memes even are, but they're really fun and optimistic.
Yeah,
they'll
that
see
would
this,
be-
and they'd have like genuine laughter at seeing a joke that they're not seeing the same. They're not used to seeing the same format of all the time.
Yeah. And
They're not familiar with.
another teacher activity would be teachers sending in their weirdest moments teaching anonymously.
Or even not even. It doesn't.
If
even
they
have to
want
be
to
anonymous.
say it, it's them. They
Like,
can
this
say
is something we should make this form soon and have it out for the next couple of weeks and
it.
like,
Yeah.
ask plenty of teachers to do it, and maybe in a couple of weeks, a couple of episodes of the podcast, we could go through them and actually like review some of them. Like, why would a student do this? You know?
Why'd that happen? Oh my god. But those are just some ideas that I got. I thought they would be really fun and nice to do, very interactive and entertaining. So,
All right.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we are passing 46 minutes on this
Oh,
podcast.
boy.
It's taken quite a while, but I think this is actually kind of below average for a regular podcast.
Yeah, it is.
It definitely has gone on for a while, and for a student school podcast, I think this is a bit much, but
But I had fun.
I had fun too.
That's what matters.
This is just a conversation that we had and something that we just wanted to put out there.
Yeah.
This is a really good, fun activity. We're calling it Truman Tea Time.
Truman
we gotta think
Tea
of
Time.
some cover art for it. We gotta
Oh
find
yeah.
some cover
Oh
art,
yeah. We can find something. Send in your cover art for Truman Tea Time. We'll hold
Those
a
of you who like to
competition.
draw anime, just make a logo.
You get a used Starbucks gift card.
Used Starbucks gift card.
I don't have an unused one. It has like 5 cents on it.
I'll give you a cup that says something on it.
It says you win.
You win in permanent marker. Get a hydro flask. You win this hydro
Oh no,
flask.
those are too expensive.
Good point.
Get a Price Chopper water bottle.
If you're feeling charitable and you want to do it for free.
If you would like to do this for free,
We're just begging our audience for things now.
give us things.
We
If
gotta
you've
make a
made
pa-
it this far, I
we
appreciate
gotta
it.
make a Patreon now. We gotta make a Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta
Oh,
milk
yeah.
this for everything it's worth.
Oh yeah, throw some quarters at us, please.
At least give us your 2 cents.
Oh,
Literal
please.
2 cents.
Literally.
Literal 2 cents.
We don't want your opinions.
We don't want your opinions.
It
We
will
don't
hurt
care
our
about you.
feelings.
We don't care about you. We hate you. We hate this school.
Okay, well.
Disregard all that. This has been Truman Tea Time. I am one of your co-hosts, Josiah Rose.
And I am Bianca Miller.
We'll catch you next time.